So the war or the dispute between digital and traditional about artwork, it's a hit or miss for me. I'm not looking to make a lot of money off my originals because I do have a boneyard of originals that I do need to sell. You definitely have some other big names that do sell the originals and make a ton of money. I myself, you know, try to factor it in my page rate or buy back the originals or whatever. So it's never been a problem for me as part of a revenue of making. A lot of artists and the inkers do make a great deal of their money selling originals. I myself do have a ton of originals to sell, and then you get this cabinet with over 200, 300 pages that you forget that you had and that you need to sell. So, and inking digitally don't give you any originals, but you don't get that excess of artwork that is not popular or that you can sell to your friends or give to your family. It's just a big dispute with the originals, because the way I see it, even if I inked it digitally, it's going to go to the colorist. The colorist is not going to color it with markers. It's going to be digitally colored. And then when they print the issue, it's not going to be printed digitally. It's going to be printed paper. So you're still getting the finished result of a traditional comic. So there's nothing wrong with digital inking or traditional inking. It's actually cheaper too and more cost efficient to ink digitally because you don't have to worry about paying $30 brushes and Bristol board paper and all that, and spend money on FedEx and Kinko's and all that stuff. Well, no, Kinko's still alive, but spend a ridiculous amount of money at an art supply store scanning and shipping. So it's just easier for me. If I still respect inkers that are doing it 100%. Traditionally, and I respect inkers that are doing it digitally. I just bounce around. That's what I do. I bounce around. Digital, traditional, digital, traditional. And sometimes I love the way the paper sounds, and sometimes I love the way the digital pen sounds whipping across the plasma screen. So it's just based on mood for me and time. It's been sometimes I got a project and they wanted it minutes later for a adjustments or for a correction, and I can just whip out my digital device and make my corrections within seconds versus have to come back home and go in my studio and get my whiteout pen and redo everything that needs adjusting and try to intact the originals as best as I can from whiteout wars or a change. Excuse me. I remember one time I did a project and the project didn't get picked up by a certain publisher and they wanted me to change the logo on the shirt. And I'm like, this logo was on like multiple pages. I had to go in and white it out and ink over it and change it. So it could be tedious. at times. And I think the project still got picked up by that publisher later on in his career when it got more popular. They end up picking it up, and I'm like, I should have left that T-shirt alone. Sometimes I got a paper and put it here so I know exactly where I'm going.